All right, here we are. This is the first of our live events. I'm going to bring in a couple other directors here. So before we kind of kick off and start talking, they haven't had much screen time this year. It's all been it's been the Broden and Taryn show. So hi Brian. So for anybody who doesn't know, probably the one person that brings up the standard of fishing as far as the bald-headed and old guy look goes. We've got Denise Fletcher out of Saskatchewan. Denise, thank you for joining us tonight. What are you running this year?
I have a new boat. I have a Wilderness Systems Recon, and I'm really excited to bring it out to the tournament this weekend. But my tournament is the Coulee Classic in Saskatchewan. It's going to be at Herbert Ferry, which is on Lake Diefenbaker, which is famous for awesome fish. So I hope you all make it out.
For big fish.
Yeah.
And what other derby have you got going on that you're involved in this year?
This year, I'm super pumped because my goal coming on as a director was to bring Manitoba onto the trail circuit. So we have a stop in Duck Mountain Provincial Park at Wellman Lake, and it's going to be a bass tournament in Manitoba this year, June 24th.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And ironically, talk about the irony, the other director that we have on has decided, people might know Carl. He's been a fan favorite for years and years. Carl has gone the other way this year with our first tournament in BC. Welcome, Carl.
Thanks. Am I muted?
No, we can hear you. We can hear you. We can see you.
Nice. I'm trying to figure out where I can put this iPad down so that it's don't have a light shining directly behind me. Yeah, BC. I wanted to branch out. I know we call ourselves Western Canada and we cover the West, but we didn't have anything freshwater anyways in BC. So I figured it's the kind of thing you can't complain about if you aren't willing to do something. So I was going to be out there for that weekend. We had some plans and I figured I'd go for it and get it started. I'm hoping there will be somebody out there that really likes it and has some ideas or suggestions about how they think it could be better. and I'll just let them roll with it and do. They'll hopefully be much more local than me, and I can maybe hand it off and start another one. So.
I'm just going to say this. Probably this first comment that I put up would be the person we should be talking to, Rindy. He's down in Creston, so he might be the guy for you.
He might.
But yeah, so Carl's Bass Derby on Vaso Lake, June 24th, same day. So for those that don't want to drive from Alberta all the way to Manitoba, you can head out to BC. Carl, what else are you running this year?
Oh, I'm doing the one I always do every year. Well, I took a couple years off because of COVID. And that's Lesser Slave. We're going out of Hilliard's Bay again this year. It's a very big lake. So, yeah, a couple changes to that one, though. No pike for that one this year. So that was how it was decided last year. It was the biggest pike that won that one. So this, I feel like this is going to be a game of inches of walleye. It'll be the biggest walleye, or if somebody can really dial in some other species, they'll be able to walk away with it easily.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be like last year when we were at Lesser Slave, where we all just kind of huddled around the boat launch. You're going to have to put on a good 5 miles to get to where those big girls are sitting that time of year.
Yeah,
and
I kind of picked the date that I did because I was hoping, it's usually with the weather and the temperature, that's right about the end of the walleye spawn. So the walleyes are done spawning. They're just starting to move back to the main lake. And I don't think that's going to hold true this year with the temperatures we've had. So I don't know, fingers crossed. Maybe we'll see what it looks like. Or maybe somebody can catch some perch or get on some whitefish or something and just put on a clinic.
Yeah, well, that's it. And you're also running the Derby after this weekend's Derby's the Battle on Buffalo again.
Yep. So that one is going to be a totally different game again. We were just talking about Lesser Slave, where it's going to be no pike. This one is all about the pike. So it's I'm really happy with the variation we have of our different events, because it's not a matter of one person can do really well at one thing and then just sweep the whole thing. It's you really got to be a well-rounded angler to do well in all our tournaments.
Well, absolutely. You know, we start off with a trout derby, then we go to a sucker derby, then a pike derby, then a pike derby, then bass derbies, then pike, then to walleye, then to Denise's, which is walleye plus everything under the sun. And then to everything under the sun at East Slope, when we round it off with lake trout. You know, yep. It's going to be a great season. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm super excited that we've got the group of folks that we have. And you know, before we even kick off the captains meetings and stuff, I asked them to kind of pop on, just because, you know, it's these folks. It's Denise, it's Carl, it's Taryn. Like Taryn is oh yeah, Burbot. If you're really lucky on Buffalo, yeah, you got to be really lucky for Burbot pretty much anywhere if it's not winter.
Yeah. Mike, I want to piggyback on what Carl said. Just if any Manitoba people pop on and watch this, really open to suggestions and someone coming on board and running with that one for future years. So thanks for mentioning that, Carl.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're always looking for people to kind of take over their province. If there's anybody from the territories that wants to run a derby, I know there's a few people that would book a week off just to go up and do something up in Whitehorse, up around Whitehorse, out Snafu Lake or something like that. So if there's somebody up in the territories that wants to run with it, I'm sure that a whole bunch of us would cancel family holidays and go there instead.
Well, depending on the financial damage I have already scheduled for this season, I'm thinking about going up there, because I live pretty close. Like, I think I figured out.
Yeah, you're nice and close
for me to go to Hay River as it would to go down to like Calgary. So I'm really feel like I need to sneak up there for a week this year and see what it's like, and so scout some good spots for a potential one. So that was one of the reasons I was hoping someone else would take the BC one off my plate, and then maybe I can start a Yukon one, and then as long as we can keep these going and you know, get them to continue year after year, we'd really be Western Canada if we yeah. So there's maybe another one Northern BC or something kind of area, and you know, I was listening to the Fishing Canada show, and they're talking about shutting off the coal-fired power plant down in the Boundary Dam there in southern Saskatchewan, and wondering if the bass are going to survive. I think we really need to hit that. We really better do something and hit that lake before they do that. So I think that might be a this year or next year before it's too late.
Yeah, Dave Parkinson and I were talking about that, maybe getting something round up, even for a meetup over there.
Yeah, no, and that's just it. You know, we started out as the Western Canada Kayak Fishing Trail back in 2018, and it was all Alberta, and then Denise came on and brought Saskatchewan into the mix, and Alana and Flynn came on and brought Northeast Saskatchewan spitting to Manitoba on board. So, you know, it's great. Now Carl's branching us off into BC. So I can't be happier with the group of people we got. But hey, there's nothing to say we couldn't have 15 directors and cover every single province and territory from Manitoba west. So let's see how big we can get this. Let's make it that every single weekend there is 2 derbies going on somewhere in Western Canada that you can choose where to go to. It'd be phenomenal.
That'd be awesome.
Yep. Yeah. So with that, I want to say again, thank you to the directors that have stepped up and are working their butts off. They feel the pain. They're realizing how much work it is to put these on, and I just want to say my heartfelt thanks to everybody who's stepped up and taken on those roles to start getting stuff going and taking these tournaments, because you know they're donating all of their time to make these events what they are for all of us anglers. You know, so it's going to be great. We're seeing more and more of these events grow. You know, the Trout on the Fly, the first year we did the Trout on the Fly, we had maybe 20 people, and it was a long weekend. It was fun. Now, I mean, I think we're sitting around 45 or 46 anglers, right around there. Before we show up, once we show up to camp, Robin usually somehow manages to convince 5 or 6 other people they should come out and fish with us. So, you know, we're going to be sitting there, but you know, you guys have helped grow that, and with the Memorial Derby here this weekend coming up, it's a charity event. So it's amazing because we're able to donate back to Rimbey Fish and Game for their kids fishing derby to purchase prizes. We donate money to Lacombe Fish and Game for, you know, stocking in central Alberta. Lacombe runs a whole bunch of ponds. Lacombe County is a big area here in central Alberta. Denise is now we're branching out in Saskatchewan with Wishing I Was Fishing. I mean, that's great. Denise just had me kind of hook her up with the folks at Len Thompson Lures, and they're going to get some custom made lures made up. And so from the Trout Derby, we're going to throw a little bit of cash towards that as well. So, you know, that's what we're all about, is we're about getting everybody out fishing and just giving back to our communities. So, you know, we're super excited to have everybody come out and fish with us. And I don't know about everybody else. I got out fishing on the weekend. For anybody who's my friend on Facebook or follows my Facebook page, saw my post, Broden, Taryn, and myself. So 3 of the directors, we took my son out. Oh, Carl's iPad fell over. We took my son out pike fishing, and he hooked into a 38.5 inch. It's his personal best. I've got a picture, and somebody was asking, and I even said to Ben, I'm like, this is the picture, and there's a picture of him casting, and he's like, well, how do you know that's the picture? So I bring up the timestamp, and it's 3 minutes before I'm taking a picture for him on the measuring board, so he has it. So, you know, it was phenomenal. So that's what it's all about, getting out there. So please, you know, bring your kids out to these events. If you bring your kids out, They don't have to be in their own kayak. They can fish with you out of their own kayak. They just have to reel. They have to set the hook and reel the fish in. You can help net it. You can help them measure it. Reach out to us. We'll let you know. And yeah, he's off his. There we go. I'll mute Carl's tackle boxes for you. Carl, you just got to wave when you want to talk. So, but yeah, you guys, if you want to come out, please come out. Bring your kids. It's an Oh, we lost Carl again. That's what happens when we're on an Apple, apparently.
Hey.
Sorry.
It's working so far.
Yeah. Other than that, Denise, before we kick into the captain's meetings, I'm super sad that I'm not going to be making it out to the Cooley Classic this year.
No.
You've for anybody that's been out to the Cooley Classic that was out there last year, Denise has got an amazing setup out there, and she stepped it up this year for the Cooley Classic as well.
Well, we had some suggestions last year. We're all sitting around the campfire, and everyone said, "Oh, it's a gorgeous night. We should be out fishing." And then we kind of got, the chatting starts going around the fire, and it was like, wouldn't it be cool if we had an evening tournament? So I just said, well, let's do it. And so it went from a morning, evening, and then the next morning.
Yeah, it's a super cool idea. So for anybody who hasn't seen the times, Denise, when are they fishing?
Oh gosh, off the top of my head, we're getting up bright and early, same as any other tournament. So 6 a.m. on the water, I think it is. And
Saskatchewan time?
Saskatchewan time, yeah. Whatever time zone that is, it's always the same. And then we're gonna fish until the fish kind of turn off around 1 o'clock, I think. Then we're coming off for Mexican siesta time. We're gonna have some kind of Mexican feast. Still working on that caterer, but we'll have a little rest, put our feet up, some chit chat, some food, and then back on the water. I think 3 to 8 we're going back on, and then off the water, sit around, BS a bit, campfire, and then back on the water 6 to noon, then prizes. So it's true Mexican fiesta.
That's awesome. That's going to be a lot of fun. So anybody that's
it'll
going,
be good. And the way, like, Herbert Ferry is just giving us run of the place. They have been incredible. I can't say enough. We've got huge covered camp kitchen right at the water, big grass field for tenting, camping right behind. It's just dump your kayak off and haul it in the water.
Yeah, no, that's going to be great.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah. And so you bring up camping. So,
any tequila.
Incorrect spelling, but Denise, that's your mission. Actually, Michelle, that's your mission. Your mission is to get a tequila sponsor.
Michelle's my cook. I don't want to tick him off. I might bring him some.
Well, Michelle, I think you just got volunteered to make tacos. So you'll have to find somebody else. Oh, there you go. Gord's going to bring the tequila.
I actually like how Michelle spelt that, because there was a point in my life where I called it tequila.
Yeah, exactly.
It's perfect. No, I can't believe you're not going to make it, Mike, but maybe next year.
Yeah, no, next year we're going to try. I'll have the family at 3 events this year, though. Everybody's always, of course, we're always out at the Trout Derby together in the East Slope, but this year the whole family's coming out to Cold Lake as well. So, and
that one's worth going. Yeah.
Yeah. So just for anybody that's listening and wondering, so for the derbies this weekend, the Memorial and the Sucker Derby, we are camping at Open Creek Dam. The loop is full. So if you haven't already booked a spot and you're looking to get in, I believe there might be a few spots still available. They just won't be right down in the loop where we are, right down by the water. So that's the Memorial and the Sucker Derby. Battle on Buffalo has camping at the Overflow. Oh, there you go. Robin just chimed in. There is still sites. So for anybody who hasn't booked and wants to come out to the Trout Derby, there still are some sites available. Battle on Buffalo, there's the overflow camping there, so you can camp there. Southern Alberta Showdown at Berry Creek or Carrollside Reservoir, there's camping there. You got to get hold of Taryn. He has some stuff set aside. Okanagan is kind of a free-for-all, I believe, right, Carl?
Yeah, I wanted to see how it goes first, how many people we get. There's a campground right on Vassaw Lake. There's also some like vacation rentals, Airbnb kind of things that are minimum.
There's tons of stuff. Soyuz, Oliver, there is
so many
umpteen different places there. So Manitoba, Denise, you have camping out there?
Right on the water. Yeah, right where we launch.
Perfect. Ruby's Gator and Madness on Mosier, we've got camping, and we've got the Overland Resort right there. So if anybody's looking and you want to spend a little bit extra money and make it a really good time over the July long weekend, get hold of Overland Resort, see what they've got available. It's an absolutely great little resort right on the water there. That is one that within the next 2 years I will be taking the family up to as well.
That's a good one.
Northern Boreal Classic, Carl, any news? Yep. Did they have any group sites or
no? I'm pretty sure those group sites sold out within seconds of them coming open. So I missed out on those. Wasn't able to get those, but there is camping, several camping options up there. I will probably grab a site with my trailer again, and then if there's maybe some room for somebody's struggling for a spot, we can squeeze a vehicle into the spot. Or typically, if the weather's nice enough, I got an extra bed or so in the trailer that I have. So
there's you had a bed to fit a 6-foot guy and a just under 4-foot kid, so it was great. Cooley Classic, Denise has got camping there. The East Slope Classic, we have camping, and Cold Lake, we have camping. So if you're wondering, you can bring your holiday trailer, your families out to all of these events. We have room. Absolutely love making them family events. The Trout on the Fly, Sucker, even Carrollside, Sask Cooley, and Cold Lake, you're basically all right at the water with your camping. The East Slope, the camping's further away.
And Ruby's, you're on the water.
Yeah.
For one of them.
Yeah. Robin has an extra camper if somebody needs a place to sleep for the night out at the East Slope or at the Trout on the Fly. So there you go. Trout on the Fly. So first thing I want to do is, if I can find where I have this sitting. Let's talk about show in stream. All right, I'm going to hide our cameras here. So there's our events. So we do have the Summer Slam running right now, May 15th through September 15th. That is anywhere in Western Canada you can fish. Absolutely great time. You're running different challenges each month. This month is all about the trout. So rainbow, brook, brown, and tiger trout all this month. So you're running that. Each month has a different one going on. We've got the Allan Zilkowsky Memorial Trout on the Fly at Open Creek Dam here this weekend. Again, it's an absolutely great time, and I just want to thank everybody that always comes out and has been coming out for years to this. It means a lot to myself and my family. For people that are just new, my dad lived out in on Vancouver Island and started coming out to fish the East Slope Kayak Fishing Classic with us, and made a lot of friends. Everybody really got along with him. He had a great time fishing with everybody. So after he was out here fishing with us in 2017 at the East Slope and actually passed away a week later. And that was kind of the catalyst that got me starting the Western Canada Kayak Fishing Trail. And the Trout Derbies have been a blast every year since in his name. So we've got that. And then we've got the All Tackle Sucker Derby. I'm going to put this little heart up with Robin for everybody that's fished with us at any of the derbies that have met Ron and Robin. They were actually the caretakers at the campsite where my dad had heart failure, and they were right in there and basically threw me out of the way to continue doing CPR to try and save him. So there are total lifelong friends and part of my family now. Absolutely. So Ron and Robin, you guys are always a part of that derby, and it means so much now having the derby at a location where they are. The All Tackle Sucker Derby. We ran this years ago, and then we kind of stopped this year. We decided to do it again, and because it's on the Sunday, we're only running it till 2. But I gotta say, the Sucker Derby, if you're coming to the Trout Derby and you can stay, I really suggest that you stay for the Sucker Derby, because I think we're sitting at a prize pot of close to $1,000 between first, second, and third. So I think other than the East Slopes and the Trout Derby, I don't know if we've ever had that many people at a derby. So it's going to be an absolutely great one. June 17th, Southern Alberta Showdown. We brought this back. Andy Watt ran this one years ago. He ran it down at Payne Lake down near Waterton. And that is what used to be our river runs through on Dried Meat Lake. And we had quite a few issues there with as far as the fishing and stuff. So we talked to fisheries, and they suggested that we try this out. So this will be interesting this year. Then we've got Okanagan and Manitoba on the 24th of June. Ruby's Gator Classic for the 1st. Oh, Robin says the suckers are hot, so it's going to be a good weekend. She was telling me the other day about a couple of kids who were just hammering them all day long, so it'll be good. Ruby's. It's not going to be a full day event. Talking to Flynn, they're going to cut it off early because I believe it's the Trout Festival is in town that day, so they're going to end a little early so everybody can go out and check the Trout Festival, which will be amazing. Madness on Mosier, you're going up for some good pike. Northern Boreal Classic, like Carl said, we're going for walleye out there this year. It's a great fishery if you haven't fished it. Saskatchewan Classic, anybody that is friends with Denise or Caden or Brian on Facebook sees their posts of some of these monster fish. How big was Caden's first walleye of the season?
First walleye in the boat this year was 30 inches.
Yeah, so 30-inch walleye was the very first walleye caught this year from them. So
yeah,
it hurts my soul. The East Slope Classic, again, it's another 2-day derby, Glenifer Reservoir, and we're going after pretty much everything under the sun out there except for bull trout. And then Cold Lake Classic to end it, August 19th. I'm sad to say that we will not have Taryn Bernhard fishing with us that weekend because Taryn's deciding to get married. So we really told him he should be coming out and getting married on the water while they're fishing, but they decided not to. So for anybody that's looking to get involved, if you haven't already, hop on our Facebook page. We run it through Fishing Chaos. You're going to send your payments for all of your events to westcankayaktrail@gmail.com. The SummerSlam and all other in-person events are $50, except for the East Slope, which is $75 for this year. Camping rates, because Trout on the Fly, Open Creek Dam is run as a private campground. It's $30 a night. The Cooley Classic in Manitoba are $10 a night. East Slope is $20, and Cold Lake is $30 again, just because that's what we are charged. So we charge you guys what we're charged. Early bird draws. We've already done the draws for the SummerSlam and the Trout on the Fly. But if you haven't registered yet for the Coulee Classic or the East Slope, you have until the 28th of June at 11:59 p.m. to be entered in for $50 gift cards for both events. And those are courtesy of our friends at Werner Paddles and Kokatat. So everybody that registers before those times will be entered in for those draws. Code of conduct. So if you go to our webpage, WCKFT.wordpress.com. Hold on. I'm just going to actually bring it up right here. I will post this link in our chat here for everybody. If you go to our webpage and go to the 2023 events page, you will see Code of Conduct there. When you click on Code of Conduct, you will be able to download that Code of Conduct. We need, I believe it's pages 11 and 12 or 10 and 11, the two pages that need signing. So there's a Code of Conduct page and a waiver page. Before you can fish any of the events, be in person or online, you need to sign those and send them off to us. But that's our Code of Conduct. So that's what we require everybody to agree to and fish to. SummerSlam. This is the old poster that just had the rainbow and tiger. I didn't get the new one up here yet, but so yeah, the SummerSlam, fish anywhere, anytime you want, Western Canada. Each new species that you catch gives you bonus points. So May 15th to June 14th is trout. June 15th to July 14th, northern pike and whitefish. July 15th to 14th is walleye and yellow perch, which is somewhat convenient. That seems to fall right in the Coulee Classic.
Handy.
And then August 15th to September 15th, you're going to use any three species, your best fish. So this is one of the very few events within our trail that we actually allow the trolling motors in. If you are going to do it, please make sure you send in a picture of your kayak with trolling motor to the trail. And also, if you have a bump board that is not a WCKFT one, so the great big long aluminum ones that were donated from Ruby's Outdoors, please send in pictures of those with them next to a tape measure so we can confirm them. The Allan Zilkowsky Memorial Trout on the Fly. Charity event, guys. So that means every dollar that comes in, other than the few dollars that we have to we have to keep aside to pay for our licensing, our insurance, food, that kind of stuff. That all goes back. Rimby Fishing Game, like I said, we do donate money to them for their kids fishing derby, and they host that on the Father's Day weekend. Last year, it was an amazing turnout. They the winner, they bought Robin and Ron actually run that derby. They're the caretakers there at Open Creek, and they went out and they bought a little inflatable kayak, and the kid that won was just in heaven because he won this little inflatable kayak. So come out and join us for that. It is a fly derby. So with that, the only thing, and we've had multiple questions, so I just want to clarify this right now. The only thing you can have on your line other than a fly is weights, or there are some just little plastic pieces that slide on your line and go right before your fly to give your fly a little bit of action. If it's not tied on to a fly, it's not usable. So you can't have any flashers, dodgers, willow leaves, anything like that with a fly at the end of it. It's basically got to be something that you could cast with a like 5-weight or lower fly rod. So if you have any questions, reach out to us. There's a few people that have already reached out, asked if what they have is good. So please continue to do that. We start at 6 a.m. There will be coffee there right at the boat launch where we're launching. So we'll have hot coffee there. Broden's getting up bright and early to make coffee, I think just because he wants the freshest cups. So It'll be great with that. So we'll have coffee there for you guys. If you have any dietary restrictions, you need a special creamer or anything, please bring that, because we're just going to have regular coffee creamer and sugar. We're not going to have any Splenda or anything. So if you're on dietary restrictions, please just know we're just going to have the absolute basic of sugar and basic cream. Broden says he got voluntold. Well, that's because you're the first one that wants coffee and you take half of the pot. So yes, you got voluntold. So I will be at right by the dock where the coffee is, everything, until probably 7 or 7:30 before I hit the water. So if you need to sign, we'll have waivers. You have to have signed a waiver before you can get on the water. So come see me. If you're there after I'm gone, there'll be a tent there with a box in it with some blank waivers. Fill out a waiver and throw it in the box for us. Other than that, if you have questions, there is no cell service out there unless you're on Rogers. So if you've got questions for me personally, you need to get them into me by probably 11 o'clock tomorrow morning at the latest, because that's when I'll be heading out that way. Other than that, you can reach out to one of the other directors and they can get hold of Robin and Ron if it's something that we need to get clarifications on. Barbless hook, best 3 trout. Take pictures on your phone, your camera, whatever. We're not using the app for this just because there's no cell service. So at the end of the day, you're going to come in and see me. I'll be under the tent with a computer and we will, here you go. I suggest you people you people, I just Don Cherry'd all of you.
I love it.
I suggest you write this phone number down. That is the caretakers out at Open Creek. So if you need to get hold of somebody, that's it. But yeah, so you bring your pictures into me. When you come in, I only want 3 pictures in a row. So if you've got 35 pictures that you want to keep, take your best 3 pictures and screenshot them so that they're the very last 3 pictures, because I want to be able to look at a picture, scroll to the next, scroll to the next. I'm only going to look at 3 consecutive pictures, no scrolling through. So you've got to make sure that you kind of cull those fish yourself. And the same will be for the sucker derby, but we'll take that. We'll put it in. Performance Compression out of Edmonton, along with Rimby Co-op, have graciously donated burgers and water for everybody. So my wife and my stepmom Herbie will be cooking up burgers for everybody. So when you guys come in off the water, there will be burgers set up for everybody. So come grab yourself a burger, grab yourself a bottle of water. We'll probably start the awards at 6-ish. But yeah, I mean, as it is, the rules are very basic. You got to use a fly. You can't use any attractors before the fly that aren't tied into the fly. As I said, there's some little clear plastic pieces you can put that help your fly wobble. Those are allowed, but you can't have anything ahead of the fly that's set up as an attractor. Things like split shots, weights, you're allowed that to get that fly down. And John, the first year we did Open Creek, John hammered him with a fly and some split shots. So, you know, it works. He was just trolling it around on a spin rod. So
That's what I did.
yeah, it absolutely works.
Yeah.
So the trout on the fly, like I said, it's very, very basic. By the sounds of it, there's only, I think, about 5 or 6 people that won't be there Friday night. So if you're new to the event or you've got any questions, my campsite will be the last one down right before the dock in the loop where we're at. Swing by and talk to me Friday night. I'll be there. And like I said, I will. I'll be hanging out until at least 7 or 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock on Saturday before I head out in the water. So that is our trout on the fly. Now, why should you come out even if you can't fly fish or anything? Well, let me hide my video again. Every paid entry is going to have this chance. So Denise, Carl,
Be there.
What are your guys' opinion of the fact that you've got a 1 in 50 chance of winning a close to $4,000 sonar live scope? So Garmin 9-inch ultra high definition sonar with live scope from GPS Central out of Calgary. What's your thoughts on a 1 in 50 chance of that?
If you're not there, I don't know what you're doing. It's just a no-brainer.
Yeah, a $50 ticket for a 1 in 50 chance of winning that. It's
pretty awesome.
That's pretty good. And I will say right now, just so nobody has any qualms about it, I will not be doing the drawing. Nobody that is fishing, every single person, so every director has a chance to win this wonderful prize, and it will be drawn by my stepmom. Every angler will get a tag, and she will pull that one lucky tag out. So she likes wine, white wine. So yeah. But yeah, so I mean, it's a 1 in 50 chance of winning a $4,000. So it's amazing.
I haven't won anything in a while, and I'm usually pretty lucky. So
John and Adrian are not fishing, so you've got everybody has a chance of winning because they're usually the ones that win everything. So everybody's got a chance of winning this time.
We just have to beat Ben.
You're not going to beat him fish-wise, but you might beat him in a random draw.
Random draw, yeah. No, I'm not going to be beating anyone.
Yeah. So again, and I've said it. I've said it multiple times. Any specific brand she likes. Yeah. So people are understanding. We have a chance of winning.
Chance. Yep.
I can't remember if it's Jackson Triggs Sauv Blanc, but I don't know. I can't remember what it is. She usually brings her own wine so that she doesn't steal all mine. So we're good. But yeah, I've said it multiple times. I've said it throughout the year coming up, and I'm going to continue saying it every single one of these broadcasts we have. If you're looking for sonar for your kayak, reach out. Here you go.
All right. Thanks, Julie.
My wife is giving you guys a hint. Reach out to GPS Central out of Calgary, gpscentral.ca. The folks there, super knowledgeable about everything sonar. If you're looking for Garmin InReach because you want to be able to keep contact with your loved ones when you're out, you want turn-by-turn navigation, you want GPS for hunting, for fishing, for backcountry, you name it, they've got it. If you've got questions on your sonar, reach out to them. They are a wealth of knowledge. And as I said, I will continue to plug them every single one of the broadcasts we have just because of the fact that they stepped up with an amazing prize. I reached out to them asking for a donation for the Trout Derby, and I was expecting maybe a 7-inch or something like that. And George wrote me back and he's like, yeah, he goes, I think we want to do something pretty special. So George, thank you at GPS Central in Calgary. You guys are amazing.
They have a lot of kayak friendly stuff on their website. They have all the ram fixins you can think of for setting up your kayak. So I've got I think a 9-inch Lowrance set up on my one kayak right now, and all the ram arms, the 1.5-inch balls, and the extension arms, the sockets, and all that stuff. I ordered all off their website. I set up a box for ice fishing this year, and ordered a bunch of ram stuff and mounts and holders and stuff all right off their website. So yeah, they're really kayak fishing friendly store.
They're outdoor friendly. I've bought stuff off of them for my Garmin GPS that for when I'm out hunting. I wanted a mount so I could slap it on my mountain bike for I could go out and map trails and stuff. And I think the shipping on a mount for my Garmin GPS, I think it took them 2 days. It got here 3 days faster than the expected date. So super, super great company to deal with. Anything you want, get hold of them. They're going to set you up. And then, well, let's bring this one a little bit bigger. I'll hide a couple of these here for a sec. The All Tackle Sucker Derby. Carl, were you ever at one of these?
Yeah, I stuck around for one after East Slope, I think. Did we do one?
No, they were always just right after the Trout Derby.
I don't think I've ever made the Trout Derby one in May.
Okay,
but
yeah.
I think we did a sucker thing on the pond on the what's that reservoir? The Glenifer Reservoir?
Dixon.
Pond. Yeah, it would have been right around like May long weekend or something, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever made it down for May long for that, but I think that we followed up something or maybe I did and just don't remember because it's there's so many events.
There's so many events in so many years. Just give me a sec here. I'm gonna look because somewhere I actually have a pictures.
Yeah, I remember posing for a picture on like in front of the pine tree. I think in the parking lot, between the boat launch.
Was that the year the guy brought us donuts?
Was I the guy that brought donuts?
No, were you there the year that they brought us donuts?
Not sure. I remember Andy being there.
The one year that we had it, we actually had the Sucker Derby. There was a local bakery and he came down. He's like, "Oh, you guys seem like you got a lot of people here." And we said, "Yeah." So he brought us, I think it was like 6 or 7 fresh bakery donuts, and we all feasted like kings. It was so good. We were all the fat kids in class. It was great.
Nice.
But yeah, the All Tackle Sucker Derby. It's a great way to just sit and relax, and I really like it because even though this is a cash event, so there is cash, and let me say, there's more prize payouts than there is cash payouts. So, oh yeah, Gord just chimed in. Yeah, the year all of us tied for first place was when we got the donuts. Not a single one of us caught a sucker, but we ate a lot of donuts and we had a lot of fun. Yeah, so the All Tackle Sucker Derby, it's just a way because of the type of fishing it is, everybody just kind of sits, and I found the first year we did it, everybody just kind of relaxed and sat together just BSing and having a great time. So I'm super excited to have this event back again this year, just because it's, even though it is a competitive cash event, it's a really good social event. So if you're looking at something that you want to bring your kids out to, this would be a phenomenal derby to come out, throw your kid on your kayak with you and come out and fish this. It's a $50 entry fee. And with that, right now, I think you're at like a 1 in 30 or a 1 in 31 chance of winning a Dakota Lithium 23 amp hour battery, or the same chances for a 10 amp hour power box, or a Lew's rod, or a black water paddle. So plus a ton of cash. So it's going to be great. So yeah, that's awesome, Chad. We're glad to hear Reese is going to be out there hanging out with you. Hope he outfishes you like Ben outfishes me all the time. So yeah, the Sucker Derby is there. Come have fun. There you go. Gord's bringing out an extra kayak. So if somebody's wanting to come out and join us, Gord will have an extra kayak there for you. Like I said, it's an amazing time. Too young to fish, just the passenger. Well, you've got a pedal drive. You just got to get them to stand there and run it for you, and then you can be the passenger, Chad. You got to work that kid, man. Get him going. But yeah, no, we're super excited to have everybody join us this weekend. It's going to be an absolute blast. There is no minimum age for anglers. They just got to be able to hook and reel it in by themselves. Nobody can help them hold the rod or anything. They physically have to bring that fish in by themselves. You can net it for them once they get to the surface, but they have to hook and bring it all in. So, but yeah, derbies are going to be amazing. As I said, I'm heading out. There's a few of us that'll be out there tomorrow. I haven't got them done yet, but there'll be these big white signs with our logo and kayak derby with an arrow pointing from the road to come into where we are. So we do have that. So anybody that can see that, I will post this up. Let me see here. Open Creek Dam. So for anybody that doesn't know where it is, we are just, well, not just, but we are west of Rimbey on Highway 53. So you're going to want to, if you're coming from the east side, you're going to head out Highway 53. Otherwise, if you're coming down the other way, you will come down Highway 22 and turn on Highway 53. And I'm just going to post. We've posted it on our Facebook page as well as here again. This is the Google Maps that'll get you right to where you want to go. I see Rindy's getting ready to leave in 5 hours already. So, Denise, get your butt on the road in 4.
Yeah, I gotta go.
So there you go. We're 32 kilometers west of Rindy. Of Rimbey. Rindy will be 32 kilometers west of Rimbey.
It will be.
Yeah, Brayton needs a helicopter for Rindy. I take that as he's buying you one, bud. 10 kilometers west of Highway 22 on Highway 53. So, as I said, I'm heading out tomorrow. So probably by 11 o'clock-ish, I will be out of cell phone coverage. So if you need to get hold of me for some reason, if it's something that one of the other directors can handle for you, reach out to them. If it's something urgent that you need me to deal with, please reach out to Robin. I'm just looking here. I'll find her phone number again. 403-846-8190. I suggest you guys write that down. If you need to get hold of the campground attendants, we do have for the Sucker Derby too, everybody that's commented on our posts that you want worms, they will be at, just as you pull in, you're going to follow the signs to us, but before there's one sign, kind of the last sign you're going to see before you head up the hill. If you head straight, that'll take you to the campground office, and that's where the worms will be for Sunday. So you can go in and purchase them directly from Ron and Robin. So thank you again for them for bringing that in for us. That kind of helps us out all a lot to know that we've got those sitting there for us. With that, I think that's pretty much all we have to say. Again, thanks, Carl and Denise, for hopping on with us. And thank you both out of the 12 Western Canada derbies. Those folks are hosting 5 of them for you. So ice cream and chocolate bars too. Yes. And they do have lots of little fishing gear and stuff there. If you need swivels, all that kind of stuff as well. They do stock a lot of that. So it's all there. So can't wait to see you all coming up very soon.
Mm-hmm.
See you out there in a couple of days. God willing, and the creeks rise, because we're always good with some more rain, but we are clear of smoke right now here in central Alberta, thanks to Mother Nature. So it's
Great.
looking to be a beautiful, bright weekend. Last time I saw, I think it was 22 or 24 for both, somewhere around there for both days. So bring your sunblock, bring your SPF clothing, make sure you pinch your barbs, and wear your PFDs. Other than that, for everybody that's traveling, drive safe, take your time. Nobody's in a rush. If for some reason or other you're going to be late getting there, please send Robin and Ron a text message to that phone number that I posted so that they can make sure that they can let you in the gate. And yeah, we will see you guys all in a few days. Randy's bringing sunblock. Well, that's good because it looked like you were wearing red leggings the other day, my friends. So with that, we will see you guys all either Friday night or Saturday morning. Drive safe, and I can't wait to kick the trail season off with everybody.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, guys. Oh, and I just saw on Denise's arm the tags. If you don't already have a tag, I will have tags there with markers. And if I'm out on the water already by the time you guys get there, there will be the box with the tags, and I will have the angler code there in the morning. So you're going to have to see me either Friday night or first thing Saturday morning to get that angler code. So there will be no heading out on the water without it. So until then, we'll see you guys this week.